going on, everybody? Just starting this up. Streaming on TikTok, streaming on Twitch. Placing some put orders in. And we're here. Let's make some money. Showed y'all how much I made last night. Ended up getting it to around 700 bucks and then stopped. So now we're here on the paper trading account and we're live trading just so that you can see how we do things. Alright, so I have the shorts ready to go. Market kind of keeps stalling up here. We ran. So like turnaround Tuesday tomorrow, we'll probably eat all this up. Maybe not all of it, but a good chunk of it should probably get eaten up. This and this that we went up. No worries though. I did guess that we would go down Monday through Wednesday, but it may only be Wednesday because of the earnings that we had. So, or we have on Wednesday, I should say. And I almost got my entry here and it didn't quite give it to me. And I would be up several $100s, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it here. We're going to try and get in there. So right now, if I was to draw some shorts, I'd probably do it from here with my fibs. Kind of do it like that. Looks pretty solid. Drag this out to there. We've topped out here several times. We bottomed out here 2 times. Let's see, we bottomed out here 3 times. Let me see. I may even make this my bottom. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Make this my bottom. And it looks a little bit better. Okay. There we go. We're just waiting for an entry, guys. Not being impatient. I won't move this all over the place. Just leave it here. We'll probably pop up and get it. If not, if we continue down, then I will simply do what I need to do and move it. That's crazy. Y'all can see my phone ringing. I can see it like twitching out. Someone's calling me. It's pretty neat. And why did I think we would bounce? Because not only were we bouncing here, almost all the bounces that we had kind of came off of this line that we have here, this fib line, this fib VWAP line. And lo and behold, we did bounce back up here again. So I'm pretty confident I'll get my entry here, but if not, I'll move it down maybe to 10. 10 actually doesn't look bad. I might do that because that's like right in that golden zone. If we push past it a little bit, I can average down. Not too worried about that. And we're trading NQZ 2022 as always, guys. This will never change when I'm on here unless someone specifically asks me to look at something, then I'll look at it for you. But looks like I missed my entry there. Chaz, how much do I invest to get decent returns? So I use a funded futures account, which basically means that I pay a subscription and they give me money to play with. and I get to keep 90% of what I make, and they keep 10%. So realistically, I'm only investing my subscription. But if you wanted to do it with your own, like your own account instead of doing a funded account, you basically each contract that you want, you need to have about $2,000 in your account so that you can have margin for it. That's a rule of thumb, about $2,000, $2,500 you want per contract that you would be wanting to buy. And I make around $500 to $1,000 a day, which I show y'all on a daily basis. So all right, so I didn't get my entry there. I'm gonna move it to just straight up 1100. Hey, me, man, you freaking were on the nose with the bull run today, man. I missed, but I mean that doesn't mean that I didn't make the money from it. But I was definitely off when it came to like judging if we were gonna go down today. Do I think we have a double bottom in? No, I don't think we have a double bottom in, not yet. If anything, like today has like a triple, quadruple top. Um, I don't think we have a double bottom in the sense like we found a bottom with the stocks yet. I don't think so. In my opinion, just my opinion. Obviously, I don't. I thought we would go down today, and we fucking blew up. So, um, we could very well have found a bottom, like maybe the first pop to the bottom. That's very possible. Do I use leverage? I mean, so like I said, I'm only using my funded account, so I'm only paying my subscription to play. So I don't have to necessarily use any type of leverage. Um, but if you have 2,500 and you're doing it on your own account, you need to have margin, yes. What's a good broker for small margins? Depending on what you're trying to do, if you're trying to trade futures, you should probably just go on like Tradovate. You can use Tradovate like by itself and then log into it here. Um, Tradovate's very good. I would recommend Tradovate in terms of like what you're gonna get for fees. Um, than maybe like E-Trade or TD Ameritrade or whatever, but the fees are going to be pretty fucking nuts if you're not doing a funded account. And that's nice, man. Up 12K in the past 2 weeks. I like that. Yeah, if you're looking at mini futures, right? Like so, I trade the Nasdaq, right? Instead of trading NQ, you could trade MNQ, which I have right next to it. And basically, instead of $5, like every tick is $5, with NQ, it's 50 cents for MNQ. So, like, instead of making or losing $1,000, you make or lose $100 with MNQ. So it's a little bit like risk-wise, risk to reward, it's a little bit better. And if you have a smaller account and you kind of are just trying to make, $20, $30, $20, $30, $50 a day, $100 a day, whatever. So we got our entry. We'll go ahead and exit here. We just made 75 bucks. Cool. I'll go ahead and do another entry there. All right. And y'all are very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, so we got another entry. We're up 30 bucks, 45, 70, 60. Okay, sold it for 60. Obviously should have held that, be up a couple hundred. That's okay. And basically the way I'll keep doing it is I'll keep trading at that short spot until it finally wants to break one way or the other. YouTube is going to be Hoskala Trading. This is it right here. Um, boom, boom. I posted the one from yesterday on here already, which is this one right here. And I'll be posting this one as well. I see you say you're currently on crypto but looking to use about 2K or so for futures. I'm not a big crypto guy myself. I'll be 100% honest with you. Not a huge crypto guy, but the same concepts work for crypto, especially if you play the bigger ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. So I mean, you can also use the same stuff with crypto. But if you're looking to get into futures, I would say that you're probably going to end up becoming obsessed with futures, and you're going to just end up doing futures only. So we're looking for about $50 to $100 a play. We just got another 70. So we got 70, 60, 70. I don't know how much that is off the top of my head, but we're having a good power hour. And I appreciate you, me, Fiata, saying, giving me a little shout out there. Hope I'm saying that right. And yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, waiting, trying to get. Basically, when if this was to stop respecting this and it was to go up, I would average down, right? And then I would get an exit somewhere on the next leg down. And that's kind of how I like to play these. So let's see, we'll have another exit here around 60, 96.50. And if I don't get it, like I told you, I'll go ahead and average down up here. So our average right now is right on 111000. So I'll average down basically every $10 that we move. And I'll double my position so that my average always halves, which is about $5 away from the current price. And a lot of times you'll get that $5 to $10 move and be good. Futures. What are futures? So I'm trading. I'm trading futures. I'm shorting at the moment. What are futures? Futures are basically if you think of stocks as like particular products, futures are the categories that those products fall into, right? So NQ is like the tech category, right? So like your Apple, your Disney, your Meta, your things like that, QQQ, etc. They fall into this category, right? So now our average is there, and we're looking for just a small move for both. And let's see if we get it. Have it ready to go just in case for the exit if it doesn't quite hit my order. Keep going from like negative 100 to plus 30 to 50-ish. I'll go ahead and move this actually to 3. That'll give me 80 if it sells. There. Which again, I'm not too worried about it. And yes, US 30 is actually not a bad one to start with at all. I just like NQ. I'm a tech guy. I like tech. I know about tech. I can research tech and not get bored with it. So, excuse me. You're using bar chart, VIX, and a couple other indicators. Is there anything that I would recommend? Well, if you're not using harmonics patterns, I would 200% recommend harmonics patterns, especially if you're doing futures. If you need to learn the different harmonics patterns, take a look at my page, and I actually have a picture posted of all of them. And if they're too small for you, you can always shoot me an email and I'll try and shoot you the actual picture if you need it. So we just got our exit. Again, like I said, 80 bucks. So we've done 80, 85, 60, and 75. So let's see how much we've made so far. Calculator, we said 75 plus 60 plus 85 plus 80. Who do you know showing you that they can make $300 in 17 minutes? I don't know. And I'm literally like, if you were deciding to do this with me, you would have also made $300, like right now. So, yeah, and you're very welcome. I appreciate your banter in here, Mifiata. So I'm happy to help you out. Those harmonics patterns are crazy though. If you don't have those harmonics patterns, you should definitely do it. And one other thing too, that a lot of people don't do or haven't done or whatever, if you trade with VWAP, or you don't, you should. But if you trade with VWAP, you should have your extra bands should be based off of fib lines, so important fib lines, which would be your 618, your 2, and your 3. And if you pay attention, it actually, they really give you a range, like they really do give you your range. So this is your VWAP, this is your 618, this is your 618, this is your 2, this is your 2, and then if you look really closely, you'll see a black line, and that's your 3, and that's your 3. Okay, so they kind of give you ranges to like look out for. So once you broke out, you go, oh shit, you basically go up and you fly, you stay into these ranges. So, and you can use them as like areas of interest to basically exit, enter, etc. So those can be really good for you. Let's see, someone wanted me to look at Bitcoin. Honestly, it's going to probably look almost identical to this, but let's go ahead and take a look at it, because Bitcoin and NQ are practically the same thing at this point. So, you know, I mean, literally, that looks almost identical to what I was just looking at. In my opinion, I still think everything's going down. This looks like a bearish W to me. I would absolutely short right here. Like, if I was playing Bitcoin, I played crypto like that, I'd be shorting Bitcoin right now. Just like I'm shorting all this. So, and because even if we were to blow up a little bit, the market doesn't have anything to actually give us, you know what I mean, like real bullish sentiment. There's nothing here. We're still all scared, right? Like everybody's still scared. Inflation's still crazy. There's nothing. There's nothing. It might look messy. FX. I get that. It sometimes does look a little messy, but you have to realize that I have, you know, maybe four or five indicators on at the same time, and I'm using all these levels instead of doing supply and demand. These are able to give me all my supply and demand areas, all my areas of interest, without me having to manually map them out, and I'm okay with that. Like, the only manual thing that I do on my chart is my fibs, and that's what's making it look probably pretty funky. This pops up randomly, right? Like, this isn't always on here. These don't always have on here, but it comes up with, you know, the different patterns that may pop up, and they obviously, as you can see, they hit the targets pretty. So, you know, 1-2 targets are usually very good. I don't usually hold them beyond that, but whatever. Let's see. And then again, my VWAP, I you don't have to necessarily use those lines that I told you about, but they are helpful, right? Like this has been riding this variation as the bottom for a little while now, so it's a good area to kind of yo-yo and see like, hey, I can play this range. But yeah, it does look messy. I'll give you that. If you master it layer by layer, though, it's not overwhelming, and you don't need all of them at once. Like how I've been trying to tell you guys for the last 10 different lives or whatever. You can genuinely just do your 9 and 21 EMA and your 200 EMA and be pretty successful. So we got another order in. We're up 50 ish. Let's see. Probably let it go here in a second. Oh, went red on me. It's okay. Let's see. I'll go ahead and put it there. And if I don't get it, again, I'll just average down at 20. And double up. But I think I'm about to get my exit. We'll see. And if you wish you knew how to trade, someone to teach you. Look, I'm here for you every day. So, I mean, if you need like more one-on-one depth, you can always email me. We can set up a one-on-one for an hour at a time. I'm happy to do that with you. But overall, like if you just stay here and you just watch and you get the practice in, you see what's going on, you see how to do things. At least with futures, you can be successful. I mean, I've taught at least 24 people, and they're making money. So, about it. Let's see, Bitcoin hit 12. Yeah, I've been saying between 15 and 10. I think Bitcoin is probably going to drop down to. What platform do I use to trade? I use View. Too many indicators. That's fine if that's how you feel. And yes, I do this every day between 1 and 2 p.m. usually. Like basically an hour before power hour or during power hour, I'll jump on here in the day, and then I'll try and get back on at the evening. Sometime around 8:30 to 10:30 p.m., but I can't always guarantee that I'll hop back on in the evening. Will XRP drop? More than likely. XRP likes to range a lot, like in the 60 to 30 cent range. It likes to just, so probably due for a little drop with everything else. But realistically, I mean, again, this isn't as many indicators as it probably looks like. It's just a few indicators with several aspects to them. It's not as ridiculous as it may look. Will ETH rise? Let's put it this way. All of crypto should probably continue down as the rest of market continues down in general for probably the next year or so, but they're giving you really good entries and really good average down points. So if you're a crypto person, if you like crypto and the ability to buy crypto and use it later or whatever it may be, then go ahead and invest in the ones that you like. And I will have to say, man, I have to disagree with you on XRP being trash. The only reason that it hasn't been able to do anything is due to the lawsuit and everything that they've been having with the U.S. And the reason that the U.S. has this lawsuit is because they understand that their banking and everything, that their system that they have in place that they want to use for XRP is actually pretty revolutionary, and they want to use it as like our personal digital currency, like the USA's digital currency. They want to be able to use that technology, which is fine, right? If they license it correctly and they go about it the right way. But the U.S. doesn't do that. They just take what they want. Let's see. So I almost have my exit there. But yeah, I would more than likely. I also agree. I would probably be trading Bitcoin and Ethereum more so than XRP. XRP is something like, for me anyway, is something that like I will hold a decent amount of coins with, in the hopes that this whole bullshit thing goes away with U.S. lawsuit or whatever, and they can figure something out. And then more than likely they will pop several dollars if that actually comes to fruition. But it's more of like a lottery, right? Like I'm not saying it's definitely going to do something, but I'm also not negating the fact that, hey, um, it has really good potential to do something if that goes away. So let's see. Which subscription do I pay for on TradingView? I pay for the one just below um, uh, the highest. So not premium, but Pro Plus. But if you can afford the premium, I would recommend it. I'm probably going to upgrade mine to the premium here shortly. Um, the premium is a little bit better because it allows you to go just below a 1 minute, and if you can do a 30-second chart with futures, is pretty solid, like really beneficial. So I'm thinking about upgrading it just so I can do that alone. Do I use Squeeze Mom indicator? I have no idea what the fuck that is. No, I do not. But um, I do use a TTM squeeze indicator, which is the one that's on the bottom. And basically, what that is that's showing me pressure, right? So the gold and red dots are showing me pressure. So there's pressure. There's pressure. The red, the black means that pressure is slowly being released, and then when it goes green, that means there's no more pressure. It's been released. So you look at this, right? We had pressure, pressure. No, well, I'm sorry, no pressure after this pressure. So we blew up, no pressure. Pressure starts to build right here. We get major pressure, and then it blows out, and that's the pressure being released. And so like here, right, we have all this pressure that's driving us up. So what happens? Does it get released back down, right? That's kind of the way that you can gauge these things. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this in. So that one was 100. So now we have an extra 105 and 120 that we've made. So plus 105 plus 120, and we've already made $500, and it's been 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes. So realistically, now at this point in time, this is where I would literally stop trading and be done, and wait for the next session at 5 p.m. and say, I'll see y'all tomorrow, or see you later, or whatever. That's what I would be doing if I was trading on my actual funded account, which is what I did last night. So like on my funded account last night, which I showed y'all in a video, I got up to like 580, and then overnight I ended up getting it to around 700 before I finally quit. But around $500-ish is where I say, hey, that's enough for a session. I'm going to cut it, and I'll do another 500 in the next session, and kind of keep making. And that's how I'm able to make the $1,000 every 24 hours every day. What balance do I trade with to achieve that $300? So remember, guys, I'm trading with a funded account. So basically, I'm just paying a subscription fee. I'm paying a subscription fee to be able to use someone else's money and follow their rules that they set. So if I, losses, then they kick me out. If blah 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 blah, if I don't follow the rules, then I get kicked out or whatever. But I'm able to make money based off of paying a subscription, and then getting 90% of the money that I make, and they get 10%. So this may have been a bad entry, but that's okay. Um, prop trading to fund. Yeah. So the way it works is you have to. This is NQ. Um, so the way it works with a funded account is basically at first you trade. At least if you do Top Step, which is the one that I do, you have to pass two steps or two levels. Okay, and these two levels are prop trading. They're paper trading at first. You pass the two levels, then they give you money. They give you money to trade with, and you have to continue to follow the rules that they set, or they kick you out. And then you get to keep 90% of what you make on that account, and they keep 10%, and that's how it works. So I have three funded accounts with them. I have two fully funded. The third one is on its last leg. It's on the second attempt, which is where I'm at on that one right now, which is this one, right here. This is the third one that I have that I made. What was it, $700 on last night, and so I really like it. I personally like it. It works for me because I don't have to risk all my money doing it. It keeps me honest in the sense that it keeps me consistent. It forces me to take profits small, and it forces me to really understand how to average down, really get these exits, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes you have to cut something for a loss if you have to cut it for a loss. I've done that a bunch, but when it comes to my funded account, like my actual funded accounts, because I'm so high above the threshold, sometimes I can hold for upwards of $10,000 loss, and then end up selling it for $3,000-4,000 wins, and that's how I managed to keep doing that. So now, let's see. This is the next level. Apply 2 there. If it gets there. Points to you if y'all know that song in the background. Do I trade gold? What if you lose money? Do you have to pay the money back? Nope, you don't have to pay it back. They just make you start over. So, not you have to start back at level 2, um, and then pass that level, and they give you another funded account. But that's the reason for the rules. So if you lose so much money, they'll just stop you. They just say, hey, you can't trade anymore. You have to go back a level and prove yourself again. That's it. It's really pretty nice. Let's see. Learn to make a few hundred. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. So we just made another 85. Boom. So now we're at 610. Let's see. Do we get this entry here? You said you want the link to Top Step. If you shoot me an email, and here, this is my email right here. If you shoot me an email, I can send you a link to Top Step. I can shoot you a link for whatever you want. I can help you out, do whatever you need. If you want to set up a one-on-one, join my Discord, whatever you want. Shoot me an email. I'll send you what you need, and you can get started however you need to get started. Um, but it's called Top Step. Do I trade gold, and what do I think right now, buy or sell? I don't really trade gold, but like personally, I would buy physical gold. Like gold is going to go back up because eventually, and you saw it with Russia, is when you have commodity back based uh, currency, it goes up. It can't go down as much. Inflation doesn't hurt it as much. So that's why the ruble was able to recover and reach new all-time highs during all these sanctions, because they backed it up with oil and gold, right? If they had done it like how the U.S. does it with fiat, it would be not worth shit. Everything would have worked, but that's why it wasn't able to work. So in general, I'm a buy on gold at all these low levels. If it hits a new low level, I'm buying it. If it's another new low, I'm buying it. Gold is what's up, in my opinion. Um, but I don't necessarily play it. Um, which currency pair is this one? This one is NQ. It's not a currency pair. It's just NQ, NASDAQ. Am I on a buy or a sell? Currently, I'm looking for a short to be bought at 25, 11125. What indicators am I using? If you take a look at the YouTube page, um, and you look at the one that was posted on 1012, and that's my YouTube page right there. I have all of them posted here. Um, just because I know there's a lot of people that have been in here a few times and they already know them and they'll feel like I'm wasting their time or whatever. So if you take the time to look at this, you'll see all the indicators, all the setups, how to use them. I explain them in detail, everything. So um, you'll be able to understand what's going on with those. Can Tradovate be linked with TradingView? Yes, that's how I managed to do my funded trading. So Top Step actually uses Tradovate to connect to here. Yes, I am trying to be live every day. I try and come in at around 1 to 2 p.m. Central every day if I can. And then I also try and come back on at around 8:30 to 10 p.m. Central if I can. Sometimes I come on a little bit earlier, like 7:30 p.m. Central or 6:30 p.m. Central. I'm trying to get more religious with the times that I hop on, but it's more so like when have I made my money with my funded account so that I can then jump on the paper trading account, get on live and answer your questions so that I'm not super hyper focused on the money that I'm making. I'm more focused on what you guys are asking and everything that that you need so that I can actually be here for you versus just you sitting here staring at my screen and me making plays, right? So it's about when does that happen that I can then go ahead and say, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and hop on the live. And usually, religiously, it's around 1 to 2 p.m. Central. I've been pretty consistent with that one, but the PM and the mornings are not too consistent yet. Puts tomorrow, I'm personally, I feel like shorting through Wednesday is probably a good idea. Turnaround Tuesday, uh, it's silly to say, but it's probably like 80% accurate. Where if we run up or we go down on Monday, we do the opposite on Tuesday, 8 times out of 10. So I probably say yeah, puts tomorrow. Uh, I wouldn't bet a bunch of money on it, but maybe like a lotto or two wouldn't be a bad idea. How do I time my entries with the harmonic indicator? So recently what I've been doing is I've been manually looking for these, and then when I see the harmonics kind of pop up, basically it's a confirmation that I saw the right thing. So like here I see a W. Eventually this will probably pop up and say your entry was somewhere right here, even though we're at target 1 or something. And so what I'll do is, like in this instance, right, when this popped up, it popped up when we were like already right around here. So what I'll wait for is for us to hit target 1 and then pop up, because a lot of times when we hit target 1 or we hit target 2, we do reverse, right? So we hit target 1, reversed up, we hit target 2, reversed up, and that one of those will give you an entry to then exit at one of these targets that you can then repick. I'm happy to hear that Tesla went up. Everything went up today, but I think overall, like everything should go down is what I'm talking about. Like Tesla will probably start bottoming out around 165, 150. Everything did need a rally, like a little bit of relief. I don't know. I didn't think that it would happen Monday. What I thought would happen is we would continue down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because NASDAQ earnings are on Wednesday. And I thought that would drive the market hella down. But then you have a lot of defense companies doing earnings like Thursday and Friday, and I thought that would probably drive the market back up. We'd still end green because of it, But you know, hey, I'm not a wizard. I am not always going to be right, but I'm pretty confident in Wednesday being red. Wednesday should absolutely be red with NQ earnings, unless people feel like the drop is already priced in. Um, Wednesday should be pretty red. And I'm happy to hear that you made 1,500 today off of calls on Tesla. Actually, I'm happy to hear it. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. What about Neo? Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% with you. I do not fuck with Chinese stocks. Period. They're just too. China does so much weird shit that like Baba and Neo. I mean, you name it. If it comes from China, I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. That's just me. You can you can say what you want about it, but I've learned my lesson playing Chinese stocks. I don't look at them. I don't touch them. Nothing about them. They ain't for me. They ain't not for me. Um, but like if like I know somebody who makes really good money playing Baba all the time. Um, but like man, I feel like that boy is playing with fire. He's playing with fire. Um, but that's just me. That's just me. Hey, I'm not I'm not gonna say that they can't make you money, but for me, no, not for me. Let's see. And I've been saying for a little. Oh, got my entry here. Let's see if I can get just a little $50. Let's boom boom. Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Made 40, not 50. Whatever. So now we got plus 40. So now we're at 650. We only got 20 minutes, 15 minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and say this was a good session, a good live session. I'm done trading with this now, right? Like this is some good money. Um, so we're solid. What if you only have $15? What would you invest in? Ooh. Um, shit. If you had $15, what would you? You know what I would really start doing if I could with $15. Let's see. I know it sounds silly because this is a terrible stock, but if you watch AMC, if you actually look at it, you actually look at it, because I wouldn't play it in sense like, oh, I'm gonna invest a bunch of money and try and make a bunch of money when it flies up. That's not what I would do. If you look at it, it ranges a lot. It ranges a lot. It ranges a lot. It ranges a lot, right? So if you can catch it in a range, what you can do is you can basically buy shares at the bottom and let them go somewhere maybe like 60 to 70% towards the top. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to let them go up here, you let them go like right here, right? And you wait for it to come back down to wherever that bottom is, and then maybe you buy some more, and then again you let it go there again. So that's something that you could do when you have like very little money. That's how I kind of started out when I had a little bit of money. Was basically, I called it barcoding, but basically what you want to do is uh, is you want to try and find that range, and then basically play that range until that's no longer viable, and then wait for a new range to pop up, and then play that range, because you're only able to buy a few shares at a time, right? So you're trying to secure like 50, 60 cents, maybe a dollar on each share at a time, and just real small. And then it'll slowly build up your portfolio to where, oh, now I have $25, now I have $50, I can buy more shares, right? And that's kind of the goal, right? Um, do I? So let me go back a little bit. Do said $15, another job. That's fucked up. Funny, but fucked up. Can I look at a new coin named Iniku? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not a crypto guy. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a crypto guru. Damn, I really want to trade this because this is a nice W. So I'm gonna go ahead and, even though I would normally be done here, I'm gonna go ahead and put a short here, just cause. Okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't be able to give you very good insight on a new coin. I'm gonna just tell you that I'm not going to look at it because I wouldn't be able to give you a good insight on it. Let's see. Do I trade currency? I don't, but I know a lot of people who trade like the US dollar, that trade the euro and stuff, and they do really well with futures. Personally, though, the reason why I trade in Q is because I'm personally interested in tech. Like, I know about tech, right? So it helps me understand certain things that are going on. Like, I know about the semiconductor chip shortages and all that stuff. I know how hard it is for them to get supply chain and all that stuff. So I know what's going on. It helps me play it a little bit better. Now, if I knew, and I also happen to have a degree in economics, so I probably should play like the US dollar, for example. I probably should be playing it, but I don't, just for the simple fact that I'm more interested in tech. Just hopped in. Was I live trading? Yes. This is how much we had made so far in the live trading session together. Obviously, again, I'm paper trading while I live trade because I don't want to be so focused on this that I'm not answering y'all's questions. But in this session, that's how much we've made so far. I showed y'all last night with my video that I posted that I made basically the same amount on my funded account, so I was good to go. Able to jump on here. Am I trading mini or micro? I'm trading minis. The MNQs though are just as good, especially if you have a smaller account. Like if you only have a couple thousand, so that you can only have a little bit of margin. You know, that's fine. You can definitely trade MNQ. It's a great one. Face reveal. All right, hold on. I use the RSI to scalp. Is it risky? A little bit. A little bit risky. Now RSI is actually a great indicator, and yeah, sorry I couldn't help you more on the coin, man. But I just don't want to talk about things that I don't know. I'm not going to be one of those people that talks out my ass. I'm just not. But yeah, what I like to use is basically when you're trading futures, a lot of the things that are moving it are algorithms, right? With money, you know, big money players, that's how this stuff is moving. So if you know what those algorithms are based off of, which are EMAs, VWAP, and FIBs, you can be successful. Which is a lot of times why support and resistance, RSI, etc., is not 100% useful with futures. I'm not going to say it's not useful, but it's not your best indications of what's going to happen with futures. Whereas if you're using your like 200 EMA, you're using your VWAP, you're using fibs, and like your harmonics patterns, which are based off of fibs, then you'll more than likely be successful at least 50 to 60% of the time. And if you have good stop losses or you have good averaging down techniques, that 50 to 60% of the time is more than enough. Way more than enough. What time frame am I trading on? The 1 minute. If you got the premium version on TradingView, I would do 30 seconds though. I don't use indicators, just support, resistance, and trend lines. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Just for futures, it tends to be a little bit not as telling. I'll give you a little face reveal in a second, Ak. Give me a second. I gave y'all one last night. Let's see. Puts on Roblox? Yeah, more than likely. Predictions for Tesla tomorrow. Just like everything else, I think that Tuesday, Wednesday should probably be red. But I thought Monday was going to be red, so y'all saw what happened today. This week could just be a full-on green relief week, and I could be totally wrong. But yeah. So, this is me. Yeah. I'm just your normal, everyday looking dude. So let's go back here. Let's see. EMI numbers. Oh, EMA numbers am I using? So I use my 9 EMA, which is this pink line, and I use 21 EMA, which is this white line, and then I use 200 EMA, which is this purple. And basically what you're looking for is the 9 to cross above the 21 for longing or calls, or to cross below the 21 for shorting or puts. Predictions for Tesla tomorrow. I think Tesla will go down. I think I said that already, but I think Tesla will go down. I think Tesla will probably go back down to around yonder-ish. No, that's too. Sorry. I think it'll go down to somewhere around here. Probably like 210. A $10 drop is probably pretty solid. Like a 5 to 10% move down is probably what I'm looking for tomorrow in Tesla and basically everything else. Let's see. Prediction for gold tomorrow. Couldn't tell you because I don't look at it. But let's go ahead and let's see. Gold futures. Let's take a look. Which one you want to look at? The MCX, micro gold. Which ones you want? Hey, I appreciate that. I come in here and all I'm trying to do is teach y'all for free on TikTok, man. That's all I'm trying to do. I do have places where you can pay to learn, but I'm not trying to funnel you in like all these other people who don't show you shit and then just try and get you in. That's not how I work. I try and give you, you know, hey, like I'm trying to give you the sauce for free, and if you want to keep getting the sauce and you want to learn it more in depth, then you can always reach out to me or whatever. If you want to reach out, this is my email right here, emadaytrader@gmail.com. I'm always going to post free shit here, so don't worry about that. Like, I'm always going to be on here for free. I'm never going to charge you anything on TikTok or whatever. And it'll still be good quality content. But you do have the ability to learn more or whatever. If you want, you can reach out to me there and we can work something out. Let's see. Do I think Snap will drop the market again? I don't think necessarily Snap will drop the whole market, but you gotta remember you have Netflix, you got Snap, you got the actual NASDAQ on Wednesday. So you got several things that are probably going to drive down the market on Wednesday at least. So I'm pretty bearish on Wednesday, just my opinion. Best fib levels to use. Let me show you what fib levels I got. You can take a screenshot. These are the ones that I use. Take a screenshot. I'm going to count down from 10 and then I'm going to exit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? And basically, you're using, so depending on what bias you have, right? Depending on what bias you draw it in. So I drew this down, right? I drew it from here to here, so I drew it downwards. So my bias would be every time that we go cross down or reject off of a line, I would enter and then exit at the next line. And then so like here, right? We drew it down here. So let's just say this is what we're seeing. We move up, we move up, we move up. We reject here, we reject up here. You can't quite see it because of this fucking little marker here, but we reject this line and break down. So what would happen is I'd enter on the rejection, exit, re-enter, and exit, and then we reject back up, and then we cross back below here, enter, exit, fly up, reject, enter, exit, enter, exit, re-enter, exit, re-enter, exit, re-enter, exit, right? And so you could use these lines as super scalping entries and exits. And this is the thing about fibs is it does not matter where you put them. It doesn't matter. You need to find a high and you need to find a low. And you need to go with your bias that you've drawn them in. So if I, right, like if me, and this is something you'll see when I pick it out. Let's say I was trying to catch this big ass leg up that happened, right? This big leg up. And we were in here. This is where we were. I could have drawn it from down here, this low, to this high, and played it all the way up through here. And then when we stopped respecting it, I could have then just dragged the high up higher and higher, and so on, right? And just kept respecting it, or found a new low or whatever. It doesn't matter where I draw them at. It's just based off the bias that I'm gonna do. Do I even blink? Barely. Barely, boss. Yeah. It's not about drawing them in the perfect spot. It's about drawing them in the correct bias. So, you know, I could have seen this low and this high up here and drawn it up and caught all of this up. Or I could have drawn it downwards and then caught all those little moves downwards that I was showing you. It's not about necessarily being right either. It's about playing the actual prediction that you put on there. If you predicted it's going to go down, you need to play it down. If you predicted it's going to go up, you need to play it up. And today on here we made, so what we did was, and we'll show you real quick, we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades in about an hour. And that ended up getting us $650. Yes, I use ADR, an ADR zone. So what this does is it gives me an upper and it gives me a lower, and basically 9 times out of 10 it does trade in that range. And if you happen to break out of it, it's a big signal that, you know, you're going to stall out somewhere and probably fall back in it. So yes, I do use ADR. This is the one that I use right here, ADR versus DTR right there. And then I also use a volume profile, which helps me basically easily see, hey, where are their levels, and at those levels, is it more bullish or is it more bearish? And over here, we're pretty damn even, but with a slight, basically this one has a slight advantage bull, slight advantage bear, big advantage bear. So in this area, that's why I kept shorting. Well, that's one reason why I kept shorting. What is that with the purple line? So these are my EMAs, right? So I have my 200 EMA, my 9 EMA, and my 21 EMA. The way that I have them all on the chart is I actually use my alligator. So I use Williams alligator, and then what I did was I changed the lips, jaw, teeth to be my EMA. So just working your way down from here, you go 9, 21, 200, and then you don't touch these. Well, the only one I touched is this one, and I made it 4. That's it. And that's how you get your EMAs. Let's see. Do I signal? I mean, I was on here the whole time, like showing y'all while I was entering and exiting and stuff like that. So you could definitely, like obviously consider those free signals if you like. But like as far as me saying, oh, you know, enter QQQ puts at this point, you know, no, I don't do all that shit. Let's see. What's the fees that I trade? Each trade at SPY is $6 to $7 is quite a bit. So what's cool is, since I'm trading funded future account, my fees are in my, I guess my trades, they're already calculated in. So when I see $5, $10, $20 green, that's already calculated with the fees in. So like that's me being up $20. with the fees in already, which is why I really like it. Yes, I will explain the profile in just a moment. Let's see. Only trains today were 30 to 8:45. Consult. Yeah, it was a pretty shitty day. I took the ranging at the end of the day because with futures it's pretty dope to take the ranging. Man, this looks so fucking ugly like this. You gotta zoom out. Okay. Okay. That was just looking really funky. Okay. Um, Now explaining volume profile. So what you're looking at here is basically this is your big range. This is your area with the big volume. Where your most volume is. This red line is your point of contact, your point of interest, your point of control, whatever you want to call it. Basically what it is think of it as an area of gravity, right? So you're going to tend to drop down or rise up to it and then either reject or have a big move through it and then kind of do this and chop and whatnot. Close the door too, okay? You close the door too. Thank you. And so what you're looking at here is basically what this is telling you is the blue is bullish volume, bullish pressure, while the orangish yellow is bearish pressure. So as you can see today, we had mostly bullish pressure. So even if we were like to get this bearish pressure to start coming in hot here, you know, if we were to happen to, obviously it's after hours now, we're past 3, but if we were going to get some bearish pressure, we more than likely aren't going to go below around here because there's more bullish pressure than there is bearish pressure. Let's see. Does that answer your question? Does that kind of help you understand how this works, what you're looking for here? It's session profile, volume profile, or volume profile session, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, session volume profile, this one right here. Hey, I know I've shown y'all this before, but this shit's wild as hell. Look at this on a daily chart. QQQ. This is pretty damn accurate. Just using freaking the moon chart is pretty crazy. Basically, every time you get one of these, you pop up, and every time you get one of these, you go down. It's pretty accurate, which is crazy. But anyway, besides the point. Let me go ahead and throw this shit off. Anyway, did you say you trade with a funded account like FTMO? I don't know what FTMO is, but I do trade with a funded account. I trade with TopStep. I have my own like big accounts and everything, but I treat those as like think of them as more like 401ks, right? Like I treat them as I'm holding big chunks in stocks and I add in and average down, and I'm trying to build wealth for long term with my personal account. So TopStep to do futures so that I can, you know, trade. Let's see. Is this only available on a TV membership? Well, if you get TopStep, right? If you use TopStep, then you can go and trade on Tradeovate instead. But Tradeovate connects to TopStep so that you can trade on it if you want to. Which to me is I like TradingView a lot. So I mean, I would recommend it. You need advice to pass the TopStep. The best advice that I can give you is be consistently conservative and take small wins over and over. Like $20 to $50 adds up over and over and over again. While keeping if you can keep your stop loss small. So if you take $20 to $50, your maximum loss should be basically like what it would take you maybe 4 or 5 trades to get to. My like legitimate portfolio or my funded accounts. Back to AMC, how's that short going? I didn't actually short anything on AMC. I was telling you that I would probably actually long AMC at that point. Probably at the point that it was at, I probably long it right there, just based off of the chart that I was looking at. I would probably long it there. Let's see. Well, I was saying probably long it around here. So yeah, I probably actually, it's I probably short it around 650-ish. Um, with the code strategy anyway, and this looks like it's formed a W, right? W, which means that we probably will go down. So I would actually, I bet some money on it. I put some money on it and short it. Now that I'm looking at it again. Let's see. Let's see. Everything. So if you counted everything, all my portfolios, like all my investments, etc., got about 6.97 M's that I've really amassed over the last 5 years or so. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't on AMC. It was on NQ. It was this one up here, and I made it, and it was this trade that was $70. That one. How did I learn trading? Um, Basically, I got interested in it. I've always been interested in economics and stuff, and I just kind of like out of college was like, fuck it, let me go ahead and start trying to trade. I made some good money, ended up losing it all, and then really realized that I didn't know what I was basically like everyone else who just kind of rode the market up and didn't know anything. So I learned. I created a strategy. I started learning. I added layers to it, layer by layer. I studied. I joined a group much like mine where, someone was actually teaching people how to trade, and I learned. And then that guy kind of fell off the wagon in the sense that he started front loading on his users because his basically his really really big, and he lost kind of touch with what he was supposed to be doing. So I left there and just kind of kept trading, and I realized that there's not a lot of people that actually are helping people learn, so I'm taking the time to be that person for people. But yeah, have I used Market Cipher that gives you buy and sell indicators? I haven't necessarily used that particular indicator, but I have an indicator that I have like programmed that gives me buy and sell indicators that I can show y'all if y'all want. Let me take this shit off. So like this is on the 1 minute. Obviously it's kind of funky. You do it on like the 1 hour, for example, it looks a lot better. So you get a long alright. So yeah, I've used them, but I don't use that particular one. Netflix for earnings obviously should probably be trash. Netflix earnings should probably be terrible. Um, just simple. I mean, people keep trying to leave. They keep trying to up the subscription price. People left and then they upped the subscription price. Like that was going to make the people who were there feel better. Um, let's see. Hey, you're gonna build your portfolio. Don't even worry about it. You should definitely. I I'm just seeing that. Do I trade forex? No, I don't trade forex. But all this stuff is very similar to forex. If you're trading futures, it's going to be very similar to forex. Currently with 87.5K, want to build your portfolio? You definitely got it, bro. And what would I put into dividend stocks? First of all, yes, I would buy dividend stocks. I have a lot of dividend stocks. I'll even show you a little list of them real quick that I would recommend getting, that I have anyway. Not necessarily recommend, but that I have. So like this is a big list. You can screenshot it. This is a really good list of them. And then I have a few others that I'll show you here in a second. Then we got J&J. They upped theirs recently. SO is a good one. And Target is a really good one. So like dividend stocks are really good in the sense that they build your portfolio passively and then allow you to basically reinvest them to keep building it. So yeah, I would absolutely get dividend stocks. They're amazing. But get ones that you actually you need to actually like the stock that you're getting. You have to be prepared to hold it for a decade. You know what I mean? Like those guys who bought Apple at first, they didn't just win right away. They had to hold it for decades before it finally started paying them a whole bunch of money and all that stuff. So you have to do stuff like that. If you're going to do dividend stocks, they need to be like your retirement kind of thing. Like you need to buy shares of things that you think will be around for a very long time and continue to be around for a long time. Yeah, everyone does say that, man. That they're teaching people and they just take your money and dip. I absolutely agree. Which is why I show you for free here. And then if you want to join, I'm happy to have you. But I'll show you here for free all day long. Please show the indicator. Which one? Yeah, I'm happy to help y'all. I'm happy to do one-on-ones, whatever y'all need. Yeah, but see, this is the thing about Target, and I get what you're saying about them doing bad the last 2 quarters. They're doing bad because retail is doing bad, but overall, look at them year to year. Target's pretty solid as a company, right? Like you have to look at it suggestively, like for long term, right? Like quarterly, yeah, okay, they've been doing decently bad. The dividend might have dropped in the sense because they're going down, but their actual dividend payout per share stays high, which is what you want. You want high dividends that, as long as you keep setting it and forgetting it, buying more, whatever, you'll be okay. Do I reinvest my dividends? I reinvest, let's put it this way. I probably reinvest about 70% of my dividends, and then the other 30% goes to cash for new positions or adding to other positions of long-term stocks that might not be dividends. What do I think of Tesla? Tesla's a great company. Elon's just fucking around. Point blank, period. Is it worth investing in Bitcoin or ETH right now? Yeah, absolutely. I would invest in them, but have levels that I would keep adding to. So knowing that they can continue to drop, I'd have those levels mapped out that I would add to. But I don't think it's ever a bad time to add, like, to buy those two in general. I mean, they've shown us already that if you just hold them for 5-10 years, you'll make money. You just gotta hold on to it. Just let it do its thing. It's gonna fluctuate. Bitcoin is basically an entire crypto market. So just like NASDAQ is wild, right? Bitcoin is gonna be wild. Do I invest in IDO pre-sales? I have. Actually, one that I did, and I pushed this one for a minute too, because I'm from Texas and they're from Texas, is BRCC. When they IPO'd, I actually was like, hey man, like I got in the pre, and I made some good money. But then when they actually came out, I was like, hey, y'all should, get into it because they IPO'd around $10. And I ended up this big pop. Me and probably 30 people made a shit ton of money there, and then we got back in on the drop, and we made a shit ton of money up here again on BRCC, and then kind of just stopped trading it. This big jump, but then we also missed all this drop. So I do like IPOs if you're quick with your with your sales, if you know the company, if you trust the company, like if you actually know what they do, then yeah, go for it. But if you don't, I wouldn't. Let me see. it would still be equivalent to whatever that share price is. That target, what kind of dividend payout would it be if they lost 60 to 70% of share price? Obviously, it would be lower, like you'd get a lower dollar amount, but you would get the same percentage, which is the point that I'm trying to make. If they have a good percentage and you say you keep getting your dividends and you keep adding to the shares, eventually your average will shrink down that, I guess, short-term dollar loss that you're getting from them dropping, and then your dividends will continue to help you add in so that you can do that, right? So yeah, I mean, obviously, again, like I said, you want to pick companies that you are comfortable with, that you actually like, that you feel will continue to go up, that you feel will be strong. Maybe Target isn't one of those, right? But at the time when this was posted, Target was doing really, really well, and for 50 years they hadn't missed a single time in raising dividend payouts. Currently at a dollar a share, that's pretty fucking good. Um, so like for me, I still like them, but it is what it is. Don't understand what I meant by stop loss 4 times of something to get there. What I was saying is if you only have a small amount of money and you're playing like with a small amount, and you need to have a small stop loss along with a small profit take, basically. And the maximum you should ever let when you're trading futures should be basically 3 to 4 times whatever it is that you take your profits at. That way, it only takes you 3 to 4 trades to get it back. Because you can consistently do that. If you can consistently do it, then it's no problem. Especially if you're winning over and over, right? That 4 times is your max, right? Normally you want to do half of what you would take. So if you take $50, usually your stop loss should be $25, right? That's just easy to make the math work, right? Like, hey, if I win 2 and I lose 1, I'm still up. That's basically how you want to look at it. But your max should never be more than like 4, because it'll take you 4 trades to get back to even. And if you do that consistently, then you're fucked. But your maximum, if you believe in the trade, if you're going to average down, do whatever, it should be about 3 to 4 times max. That's what I was trying to say. And even that to me is still pretty damn high. It has to be something I 100% believe is going to work out in my favor, and then it just doesn't. I'll never forget I bought a bunch of Coinbase puts earlier this year and cashed out early. Oh man, hey, if it makes you feel better, I bought Dogecoin pre 1 cent and sold it at 20 cents, and missed out on making about $3.5 million. So, yeah, I feel you, bro. What do I? If you want to know what I invest in general, just look at, like, I'm investing in Apple, I'm investing in like QQQ, SPY, and stuff. At these lows, I just keep buying. I'm more of a Warren Buffett type long-term investor when it comes to stocks. I love that we're falling type person, because it's just giving me better entries. It's just giving me better averages. I don't. This shit doesn't mean anything to me. If you zoom out, right, and I think this will put it into perspective for a lot of people. This was fucking scary in 08, 09, right? This was real scary. Is it really scary now? No, it's not. We went up $300-400 from there in a decade, right? So for me, this is outstanding. This is wonderful. I'm happy. I love seeing us drop, because all that means is I'm gonna get a good average somewhere in here. I'm gonna be able to see this. Is gonna be cake in 10 years. It's gonna be all the way up here at $900, $1,000 a piece, or whatever. You know what I mean? You gotta look subjectively. If you're trading long term, you gotta think long term, right? Like, I'm not gonna die in 5 years, so I'm thinking about 20 years down the road, right? If I had cancer or something, I'd be thinking about now, right? But I don't. So you have to think of things like that. Like, you don't have to make all your money today, guys. Sometimes it's best to set your future self up for success. You can make money today Like, all the money that I make today, all the money that I make doing this on day trading, futures trading, whatever, it all goes into my long-term portfolio. It all goes into long-term trading because that's who I'm doing this for. I'm doing it for my long-term self, my son, his children when he gets older, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for me, right? It's not for today. And you have to sometimes remind yourselves that so that you're not looking for this quick money every day. So as I haven't invested any in crypto right now, if I waited slightly longer, will it dip more? Probably yes. Like just the rest of the market, I think will dip more. I believe crypto will dip more. Now, do I think that you'd be in a bad place if you decided to like start a position and then average down as it drops? No, I'd actually recommend that. That's probably a better idea. So, again, guys, I went over time probably about 20-30 minutes. Uh, am I at 5 figures a month from trading? Let's see. Um, let's see, guys. So if I'm averaging, and we can do this together. So we made 650 in this session. So if we let's just say I average 500 per session, so that's times 2. That's because that's in a day, right? And then you multiply that by, you said a month. Let's say you get to trade 19 days out of the month. Yes. That's about how much I'm making in a month. And I'd probably say it's between 15 and 20. So yeah, that's about right. Hey, and your son being 16, just learning how to trade, he's leagues ahead of everyone else. He's gonna be a fucking monster when he's 20. Unfortunately, Tom, it actually does work that way. You just gotta take the time to learn it. I lost a lot of money learning. You know what I'm saying? And that's why one reason why I do this is so that you don't have to. Because I did all the hard knocks. I took all the hard knocks. I got smacked around. I had to learn all this the hard way, which is why I'm showing it to you guys so that you don't have to go through the same shit. Because it doesn't hurt me to show you. I don't profit on every trade, but I can prove to you that I do in fact get 8 out of 10. So I can also prove to you that I damn near do win almost every trade. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'll get a 100% win rate. I'm not going to say that, but I know how to cut my shit. And sometimes you lose, but you got to come back. You got to know when to stop. You just got to know when to stop and learn and be like, hey, this is what I did wrong today. I'm gonna come back in the next session and I'm gonna come back strong. I'm gonna make my money back, whatever I need to do, and I'm gonna be okay. Don't let it bother you, right? I've lost some money. Yes, I still use harmonics. I'm still using these. I'm also manually charting them as well. Um, let's see. How do you start properly? The best way to start, and I can be 100% with you. If you're gonna start trading, you haven't even started trading, do not start with futures. Do not start with futures. It's too lucrative. You can either make or lose so much money so fast. What you want to start with are shares of, and this is what I would do, is I would do TQQQ and SQQQ. And this will get you used to playing options in QQQ. Okay? Whenever you would buy a call in QQQ, you buy shares of TQQQ. Whenever you buy a put in QQQ, you buy shares of SQQQ. And what you're looking for is 0.2. Now I'm gonna write it out for you because so many of y'all are not gonna understand what 0.2 0.2%, okay, 0.2% share move in your direction, and you're going to let it go, because 0.2% can be several dollars or cents or whatever for you, because you bought multiple shares. So if you have $1,000 and you spend 30% of it and you buy TQQQ shares, right? 0.2% of this could be, 15-cent moves, and then you 15 cent times every share that you bought. That's your win. And you wait for another confirmation to buy either puts or calls, and instead you buy the shares, and you do it over again. And once you get comfortable playing these, you then move over to playing options in QQQ. Once you get comfortable playing options in QQQ, you then go to paper trading futures. Once you get comfortable paper trading futures, you then get a funded account. Once you get comfortable trading a funded account, you then take the money that you've been making with your funded account. If you don't want to follow the rules anymore, trade on your own. That's how you do it. Let's see. Do I think Amazon and Tesla will go back to their highs from November, December? I definitely think Amazon will. Tesla might have a harder time because they're starting to get a lot more competition in their market, whereas they were like the only ones there. But yeah, I would say definitely Amazon will eventually get there. What's my average loss? That's a good question. Let's show you. So when I lose, I will normally stop when I lose, but these are my average losses. Let's see. Total average losing trade. There you go. 140, 120, 155, 75, 78, 148, 60. So somewhere around, like, high is around 250, 300 is kind of where I usually cut them at. But I'll average down to where I can get that. So yeah. You lost $30 in total. Sorry to hear that. The negative people will stay poor. The positive will be rich. Absolutely. If you're positive and you decide to be motivated and try and learn, you'll get where you need to go, in my opinion. But yeah. What's my risk to reward? With futures, it's a little bit different. Risk to reward kind of ratio in terms of, like, if I was trading options. A lot of people laugh at me and they don't think that this is a lot of whatever, but I only try and take 5% wins, and I cut my losses at 10 or 15%. And that actually makes me, and I shit you not, I've done an Excel sheet. I have people who have done them with me, and blah blah blah. I win 8 or 9 out of 10 trades, so it keeps me green. By securing those small amounts, it helps me keep my account stupid green. So that's how I'm able to do it with options. Um, let's see. But if you take just 5% on an option play, 5% repeatedly, if you have good entries, if you have something like this in place that gives you decent entries and exit points, etc., and you take 5% repeatedly, you'll be hard pressed to lose on your plays. Like the ones that you do lose on were you being greedy. Like that 1 or 2 that I lose on, when I say I win 8 or 9 out of 10, the 2 times or the 1 time that I lose is absolutely my fault. It's for not taking it at 5% every time. A funded account is you basically paying a subscription for somebody to give you money to let you trade with. That's basically what that is. If I was completely clueless beginner, which I have been, how would I start in terms of investments in companies? I'm gonna look at you when I say this so that you can really hear me, okay? What are you interested in? What do you like? What can you research? Pick an industry that you actually like, that you are actually interested in, that you can go out and say, hey, look, I know about this. I know what's going on here, right? Then invest in the companies that are big players in that industry. That's how you start out. For me, it was tech, right? It was tech, biopharm, etc. And I invested in Apple, I invested in Disney, I invested in things like that, and then picked levels or areas where I wanted to either add or take some profit at, and then go about it that way. And that's how you start. Pick things that you don't mind holding for a really long time in case it goes against you or whatever, but also pick things that tend to move well with the market so that you can also slowly learn how to day trade or how to swing trade or whatever it is that you're doing. Because if you don't, then you're just basically you're doing the long game, and that's okay if that's the type of strategy you want. But a lot of people want to learn how to day trade. They want to learn how to invest so that, oh, I can make a couple $100s today or whatever like that. So if that's your goal, you start with the long game and let it teach you the short game, because a lot of times they do have the ability to do short game stuff. They just are your investments for the long haul. Okay. Let's see. And it's okay if you're new. That's why I'm here. Um, is to help all the people that are new, to help everybody who doesn't know what they're doing. Like you can consider me your trading dad if you want. I'm here for you. I want you to be better. It doesn't hurt me in any way whatsoever to teach you and help you learn how to do what I'm doing. It doesn't hurt me in any way. It doesn't take any money out of my pocket. It doesn't do anything like that. So I'm okay with that. What broker can people in the USA use to trade futures? You can basically do any of the main ones: TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Schwab, etc. You can do all those. Do I do NQ? Yes, sir. Uh, um, is this Webull? No, this is TradingView. But I do have one of my main portfolio accounts on Webull that I trade with. Do I have Mullen and CEI? What do I think? I actually do have Mullen, and not CEI, but I do have Mullen, and I'm actually long on Mullen, and the reason why is because they have extremely good battery technology that eventually Tesla, etc., Ford, all these companies that are going to want to go EV and whatnot are going to probably want their tech and need to license it, or either going to sell it or whatever, and that'll probably drive them up. So I'm personally long on Mullen. Yes. Now, am I advising you to just go and buy it? No. You do some research on it, see how you feel about it, and then go get it. But I'm personally long on it. What I already answered that. Do I worry about is this Ninja Trader? No, it's this is TradingView. I actually have used Ninja Trader though. It's right there. This one right here. Which I don't think it's a bad one. I just think TV has a little bit better indicators, which is why I like TV. Bottom indicator is TTM squeeze. And do I worry about the U.S. economy? Absolutely, 100%. We're going down, baby. I mean, and this is not me when I say this little bit. Don't think that this is me saying I don't think we should be helping or anything like that. But we send $1 billion every week or every other week to Ukraine, while our inflation is skyrocketing. Right? It's skyrocketing, and Biden is basically bragging about how many jobs he's created when he technically the only reason those jobs are being filled while unemployment is at an all-time low or whatever is simply because I have to work 3 jobs, 2 jobs, whatever, to buy anything I need or want, right? Um, and he's out of touch with what's going on, which is making it worse because so is the Fed, right? Like Fed is trying to actually control things, but when you send $1 billion every week to a foreign country, how can we control inflation with rate hikes? You know what I mean? You're just printing more money and sending it. It doesn't matter how much fucking rate hikes we do. So that's a big problem. So yes, I am scared for our economy right now. XAU USD. Let's see. Let's take a look. See. So looking at it on a 1 minute chart, this thing is probably actually ready to fly up, in my opinion. So it's already hit this. It had a cipher harmonics pattern going down, and it's already hit the second target going down. So I am pretty pressed to think that we are going to move up here. I might actually start trading this. This looks nice. Let me look at it on a 15-minute chart though before I... Oh yeah, this is looking for one of two things. So what I would do if I were you is I would draw this level here, basically right here, and I would have... Oh shit. There we go. I would have manually basically the ability to know like, hey, we can either break down here and further die, or we're bouncing up and we're moving back up to this 200 EMA here, which is what I think we're going to do based off of what I'm seeing here, because you know we tend to rise, like we go down and we rise back up to it. So it does look like we've downward ticked and it's time to come up. So this looks pretty bullish for gold in my opinion. Do I use the TTM squeeze? Yes, absolutely. TTM squeeze is basically your indicator for pressure. Pressure building, pressure building, pressure building, pressure released. Pressure building, pressure building, pressure release down. Okay? My thoughts on decentralized accounts to get money of the matrix and central banks. I think that decentralized banks will eventually be the future, but they still haven't been 100% figured out in the sense that like, and I use this analogy every time that I talk about it, but crypto and decentralized banks in general are a lot like the dot-com bubble in the early 90s or late 80s, whatever. And basically what it is everyone doesn't understand how they can really be useful yet. So everyone's just making shit up. They're just making stuff up, hoping that it'll work out. So in the dot-com issue, disaster, whatever you want to call it, everyone thought if I buy furnitures.com, if I buy tvs.com, if I spend millions of dollars on this host site, no one can buy or sell this item without going through my site, without knowing. I could literally make suckadick.com and sell furniture or TVs or whatever on that website, right? And so these people lost shit tons of money. These companies lost shit tons of money on these websites. Well, that's the same thing that's going to happen with crypto. 90% of crypto is going to basically, it's going to go nowhere. It's going to evaporate into dust, okay? But there's going to be the few that actually have real utility, that actually have an ability, like a real useful thing that they do, something different that they have, or technology that they have, or something that's going to help them actually push up and do something, okay? Good example for NFTs, right? Logan Paul bought all these Bored Apes or whatever for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a piece, and now they're all worth $10 a piece. Steph Curry has an NFT that if you buy it, you get the ability to go sit courtside for all the home Warriors games. You also get to meet with him after the games and chop it up with him and get to fuck around with him or whatever. And if you sell the NFT, the next person also gets the same perks. So guess what? That NFT has kept its value because it has an experience tied into it. So same thing with crypto. Crypto needs to have, whether it's an experience, whether it's a unique thing that it can do, it needs to have something tied to it. If it's Dogecoin doesn't have shit, that's why it wasn't able to hold up. Bitcoin, the only reason it's been able to really hold up is for the simple fact that it's the granddaddy of all crypto. Realistically, right? One of the reason why I really like XRP, and why, even though it's kind of one of those ones that could be hit or miss because of the lawsuit, is the whole reason the lawsuit's going on is because they have extremely good banking software. They have extremely good decentralized banking software, and the U.S. wants it. They want they can use it, right? So think of that stuff, right? Are you buying precious metals? Where do I see silver, gold going in the near future? Yes, I am. Physically buying them, actually, and putting them in a safe and just letting them stay. Silver and gold will continue to go up as years go by. I don't care what anybody says. They can go down now all they want. 10 years, this same thing that's $1,600 an ounce or whatever is going to be $3,000 an ounce in a couple years, or five, like, in 5 years or whatever, it'll be 3,000 an ounce again. So not really worried about it. How long are the futures markets open again? They open from 5 p.m. every day to 3 p.m. the following day. So in about an hour and 20 minutes, they'll reopen. What buy and sell signal is that? This is actually my personal one that I've coded and have. This one is not necessarily like ready yet. Obviously I can use it, but it's not ready for anyone else. I'm coding it into a software so that it can automatically make trades for people, options and stocks. And then I'll be like basically subscribing it out whenever I have it ready, but it's not ready yet. I forgot I had it on, so. Let me see. So how many contracts do I use for one of two things? One or two things. So what happened? I'm not sure what you meant, Tim, Andrew. If you can read what you said and retype that to make a little sense, I will re-answer you. I'm sorry. Oh, how many contracts? So if I'm using actually like I'm doing options, I'll do upwards of like 10 contracts at a time. But if I'm doing futures, one at a time, and I'll average down basically one at a time if I need to. But one is usually enough with futures because, again, $5 move. If this moves $5 up or down, okay, that's $100 that I made or lost. So. Do this. The buy and sell signal is like a personal thing that I've coded and have a software for. It's not, you're not gonna find it. I have to like give you permission for it. And the software is not quite ready. It'll be ready by the end of the year though, if anybody's interested. But yeah, I usually don't have all these indicators on, at least not the buy and sell one. This is actually not really a lot of indicators, like 3 indicators. They just have extra lines in them. And these are all showing my plays that I made earlier today. So you go here, it doesn't look too much. How do I dollar cost average properly? By basically using my indicators for levels. So, right, with NQ, it's pretty easy to do because like if you're playing futures, like basically every $10 or $20 is a pretty good average down point. But like as far as trading maybe like contracts for QQQ, right? A good way to do it would be like, hey, say for some goofy example, I got puts here. Well, I would use this as my average down area because this is an area of turn down that I have on my chart. And then I'd probably be able to get out at this open weak area, which is where we we just basically hovered around here. But tomorrow I'll probably be able to get out around here and it'll be good. Let's see. And if you are interested in the little software that I'm making, you can reach out to me on my email and we can talk about it a little bit. But as of right now, it's not out quite yet. It'll be out probably by the end of the year. We've been working really hard on it. The only thing that's tough to get is like the authorization for, say, like TD Ameritrade and Webull. We've gotten it, but something about the tokens and expiring is a little funky. So we're just figuring that part out now. Let's see. Appreciate the rose, Patrick. And all the indicators for nothing. Nah, man, the indicators are definitely worth it. They're definitely working, and they work for me. Like, yes, I have this buy and sell indicator, but I'm not actually using it like while I manually trade. I let it do it automatically on this little account that I have. So when doing options, do I always buy in the money or outside the money? That's a great question, Sam. When I buy options, and this would be a good example here. So let's just say we're at 70, and I think we're going to go down. This is going to be one of two things that it depends. If I'm trading it today, if I'm going to be trading it today, and I have the ability to get out of it today, I'm going to buy it at the money. I'm going to buy it at 270. Now, if I plan on holding it for a week, a month, whatever, I'm going to get maximum $5 away the current price. So for me, 270, that'd be 265, okay? Out of the money. That's as far as I go. I don't go into the money, like I wouldn't go 71 or 72 or something like that. I wouldn't do that. I go right at the money or just out the money in the direction that I want it to go in, right? And that's how I do it. There's plenty of people who do get in the money, but they usually do that with like day trading 0-day contracts. Which, look, I will tell you this without a doubt: if you're gonna day trade 0-day contracts, you might as well just give me your fucking money, because you're just wiping ass with money, bro. You get lucky one out of every maybe 3, 4, 5 trades on 0 days, and then you lose all your money on just one. Even if you win 4 out of 5, that 5th one, you lost all your money with 0-day trades. So, just my opinion, don't do 0 days. See somebody out there pumping 0-day contracts, especially on low volume contracts, you should be very aware that that person is doing a pyramid scheme, front-loading scheme on you and all their followers as well. Give me a second. My son is crying in the background. One moment, guys. Want a kiss? Want to hug and a kiss? I know. I'm almost done, baby. I'm almost done. Almost done. I'll be done in a second, okay? All right, guys. My son's acting a fool, so I'm gonna answer like 3 more questions, and then I'm going to I'm probably gonna head out. So let's see. Yes, you can make money up or down with the market. If the market's going down, you buy puts. If the market's going up, you buy calls. Pretty. You can definitely make money. It's just about, again, like I've tried telling y'all, if you're gonna start out, instead of starting out with options, start out with these 2 stocks here for QQQ. Whenever you buy calls in QQQ, you buy shares of TQQQ. Whenever you buy puts, you buy shorts. What's up, Hamal? Haven't seen you in a minute, brother. Where do I find my calls? I don't do call outs, but if you tune in on the lives, you will get the same entries as me, because they're obviously I'm showing you where I'm going. Bro, my son is acting a fucking fool, dog. What broker do I use? So, in terms of my like my actual like portfolios, I'm using TD Ameritrade and Webull predominantly. And then I also have an Alpaca account, which is basically for my software because it connects to Alpaca and I can actually see it and use it and practice with it. Um, but then I also have my funded futures accounts with TopStep. I have 3 of those now. I'm trying to learn. I just turned 18. If you keep checking in, bro, if you keep checking in here, you'll get it. I promise you. I'm here every day. If you take a look at my profile, I know I have hundreds of videos. I know it's a lot of shit, but if you start from the bottom and you just work your way up through my videos, I probably have, and I try not to be cocky. I'll be a little modest here, but I probably have the absolute best selection of knowledge to help someone learn on TikTok, period. I mean, free knowledge showing you how to do it over and over and over again, with practice, with examples, over and over again. I probably have the absolute best profile for that, especially for new people. Um, but, hey. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Um, but yeah, don't really do call outs. Even in our Discord group, we don't really do call outs like that. Like, I don't, at least. We have a couple people who do. Like, this guy right here is fucking legit. His name is Nuke. So like, just for a good example, like, he did Friday, okay? So these were the call outs he did. He did these on Thursday night. He called these out. So come Friday morning, you hit these levels or whatever, and you get the plays. This is what he did. So out of the 7 that he, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all 7 of them went at least 50%. Several. This one went fucking 3,000%. Jesus Christ. So like, yeah, we do call outs in the group or whatever, but like, that's not our focus. Our focus is this shit, showing you how, because that guy is a member of our group, and when he got good, I gave him his own channel, and that's what I do. So like, basically the goal is to create a bunch of people in our group that know what they're doing by teaching them, and then you can all collaborate and get plays out on your own. If you're really good and you focus on 3 or 4 stocks, and then someone else is really good, they focus on 3 or 4 stocks, and someone else is good to focus on 3 or 4 stocks, then you all get the ability to play 12 stocks as a group, right? Am I into crypto? Not so much. I'll be honest with you. Now, is the Discord free? Not necessarily, no. It's $15 a month, but that's to weed out people that don't know, not necessarily don't know, that don't have the ability to actually be motivated, right? Like, if you're gonna come in and ask me a bunch of questions and then be on your phone all the time and never utilize the stuff that I'm teaching you, then at least I have some type of repentance for my time, basically. But yeah. The stock that I'm just showing right now is QQQ on the 15-minute. Nothing crazy, Luke. Free knowledge is good. Do I make bread? I mean, yeah, bro. Biggest loss on here you're gonna see is this, $600 up here. And that one was actually green when I pressed the X, but it turned on me like literally in a split second. So yeah, I mean, we made $650 in an hour today together on here. Pretty solid. Do I think tomorrow is red or green? I think personally tomorrow and Wednesday should probably be red, but I also thought today was going to be red and we were green. So if any of you do want to join the Discord, or you want one-on-ones, please just shoot me an email, okay? I'll send you whatever you want. Have I walked through my strategy? Yes, a bunch of times. And don't worry, like, if you're just missing out, or whatever, don't worry. I'm on here every fucking day doing this. I'm on here every day. If if you really want to learn and you feel like you're just not quite grasping this, um, please, I mean, like, I'm not trying to push you to do it, but if you really want to learn, you have the time, you have the ability to do it, please try and reach out for a one-on-one, because I can absolutely get you going. Like, with 1 hour, we can get you to where you understand at least 80% of what it is that you need to do to be successful. Um, so what about SQQQ? So remember, TQQ and SQQQ are based off of QQQ. TQQQ is going to look exactly like, almost exactly like, or exactly like QQQ, okay? So TQQQ, QQQ. SQQQ is going to be the exact inverted opposite. This is why I tell you when QQQ goes up, when you would buy calls, you buy TQQQ shares, and when QQQ goes down and you would buy puts, you buy SQQQ shares. And again, you just secure for 0.2% and you'll be successful. What time am I on? On this one, I'm on the 15-minute. When I trade stocks, I stay on the 15-minute. One-on-ones are $60 for the hour. Most people charge like $200-$300. I think that's fucking ridiculous. Again, I just put a price on it so that while I'm doing this, you're not on your phone. You know, you actually care about what you're learning, because if you pay a little bit, you're probably more inclined to learn. You know, I've actually had people, when I did it for free, I'm not exaggerating, I had people fucking ask me for one-on-ones, I do them, and they'd be on their phone, like they were trying to watch my screen on their phone, bro. On their phone the entire, not even near a fucking laptop. Like, how am I supposed to help you? And then like take a call in the middle of our shit, you know what I'm saying, like, and stuff like that. So I that's when I put a price on it. Let's see. Do I watch any YouTubers that help you out with knowledge? Besides myself, I would actually recommend my partner, who puts really, really good videos out. Let me show you his YouTube. He's even better than I am in terms of teaching, probably. But if you look up Logan Curtis on YouTube, that's who you probably want to look at. He's really, really fucking good. See, my problem is emotions. One time I find a man's own price hit. Yeah, bro. If you can learn, if you can just start paper trading, like, so what I always recommend, if you start paper trading and you can get your emotions out of trading and then keep that mindset that you have while paper trading, basically try and remind yourself that it's the same tools, the same strategy, same everything, and you were successful paper trading. So if you can be successful doing that paper trading, you can be successful with real money. Once you get that into your mind and you stop making those same mistakes, you're going to be someone to be reckoned with, I promise. Yes, you can book one in advance if you'd like. I don't discriminate. Yes, I do make use of the squeeze indicator. It's a very, very nice. Right here, right, like we have our 15-minute, we have the gold squeeze and everything coming in. One of two things is happening. We're going to create a double top and drive down, which is what I kind of think is going to happen, or we're going to finally fly up some more. You take trades on the 30-minute time frame, that's fine. If you take them on the 30-minute, you probably have a better chance of it working in your favor. Let's see. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. When you press QQQ on, if you're on stocks, and you type in QQQ, it should be the very first one. NASDAQ. Alright guys, my son's had enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably hop off. Go ahead and I'll be on either tonight around 8:30, 10:30 p.m. Central, or I'll be on tomorrow again 1 to 2 p.m. Central. Okay, guys. I don't really trade crypto and forex, but I will always be on here trading futures live with you guys. And I will tell you the biggest mistake I learned when I first started trading before I leave. That'll be the last thing I say. Biggest mistake. Biggest mistake was thinking that I needed more than 5%. That was my biggest mistake. Thinking that on options plays I needed more than 5%. I needed 20, 30, 50%. I needed those home runs. You f***ing do not. You don't. 5%. If you grow your portfolio 5% every day by taking those small 5% options, you can turn $100 into $2,500 in 3 months. 3 months. Scale that however you need to, with however much money you got. And you see why I tell you this. The biggest mistake that anyone makes is being greedy. It's being greedy, thinking you need more when you don't. 5-10% is all you need, consistently over and over. Alright, guys? So, I'm gonna hop out now. I hope that you guys enjoyed the live. I went way beyond my time that I was going to do today by an hour. And my son is happy about it. So I'm going to go ahead and take little man on a walk and enjoy the outside. And I'll be back later, all right? Have a good one.